weird
So
point of reference. I can talk.
also,
Yeah, I can talk to you about cows, and I can talk to you about the military, and I can talk to you about medicine. So
you literally have so many points to talk, you know.
yeah, yeah, it's helpful for tutoring when I meet so many people. I usually can find something to chat about.
It's really spectacular, you know, because I belong to a agriculture background because
Okay,
my father was a farmer,
sure, yeah,
and sure, so you and actually whenever I go to my village,
yeah,
actually I'm living though I'm living in city,
uh huh.
yet sometimes I get to go to village. So whenever I go to my village, I love doing farming.
Yes, yes. Isn't that funny that we we do that now? Like living in a city lifestyle, or for us, we're in a military community, so we're not really
Yeah,
out on the farms. But isn't it funny now that when we go home to visit, these things that were once tedious chores for us growing up are now kind of ways to just relax? Isn't that funny?
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
I want to know, what do you think? What farmers contribute to develop the country? In the development of the country, what is the contribution of the farmers? What do you think?
Farmers are so they're so useful, and they're so underappreciated, because without the agricultural industry, without the scientific
None can
developments
grow.
and contributions, without actual agricultural production, I mean, no
Okay.
one is eating without the help of
Yeah,
farmers.
certainly.
And so it is, I would say it's almost criminal to see what happens when government regulations come in and they just cripple these smaller operations, because with just ridiculous regulations or ridiculous taxes
Yeah,
and expenses that they're finding, because farming is a difficult trade. It's not an
yeah.
easy job.
It's not easy at all.
And so I love the farming community. I love the agricultural industry. Like I said, I have so many family members who they either raise livestock or they grow crops. And I mean, they
Yeah.
grow large commercial crops as well. So things like soybeans,
Soybeans,
canola,
then
things like that. Yeah.
pulses, wheat, and rices and all.
Yes, all of those. And so I've seen the struggles that they go through with
Yeah.
the regulations that get put out. Um, and so it's very frustrating. But also, I still I would love to, when my husband retires and we have kind of more of a freedom to live where we want to live, I would love to have some land to have just a small operation for my own family. Um,
Will you buy farm in USA?
I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
that's kind of, we love Texas. We love being in Texas. We're not actually originally from here. My family was ranching up kind of near the Canadian border. They're in a
Okay.
state,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Montana. I don't know if you're familiar, and then North Dakota. So my
Yeah.
livestock raising family was in Montana. My
From.
crop raising family was in North Dakota,
Okay.
and so, but I really like Texas because the growing season is a whole lot longer. There's a much longer season for growing, and
Okay.
so that makes it a little
You
bit
know,
easier.
in India, so of course, Americans farmers may have the better life, but here in India, of course, every farmer has to face the problems
Mm-hmm.
because or that growing crops and all everything all depends on the nature's call, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So what if the rain doesn't happen, right? So
Right.
that is also matter. It's when they have to put a lot of efforts, in
Mm-hmm.
order to harvest the that crop and all. So it's a really,
Absolutely.
the such a hard work they put into. So
Yeah.
that's really commendable.
Yeah. It is, and it's one of those kinds of trades where there really isn't a backup plan. There's not really a safety
Yeah,
net to fall back on. If your
exactly.
crop does not do well that year, your family does not do well that year.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is it's devastating when the weather patterns are
Yeah,
not
that's
favorable.
exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
That's why this thing lead them to the borrowing something.
Mhm.
They borrow money because if that, of course, as you said that if their crop doesn't do well, so they have to borrow
Yeah.
money from the banks, from some rich people. So,
Yes.
so that's not good
Yeah.
thing.
Yep. And any
Still, that we respect, we salute our Indian farmers.
yes, absolutely. I wish more people in America had the same level of appreciation um, for for the farming industry than than we see. A lot of people look at farmers in America um, almost as just like uneducated, or yeah, or just not sophisticated and not capable of of thinking. They think that farming is just a I don't know, is like a
It's a,
second class job, and it's very unfortunate that
yeah, actually unfortunate.
that's the
It should not
attitude.
happen because because of them you are getting to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So how can you criticize
Yeah,
them? How can you
yeah,
should not demean them?
right, right. And it's something that I wish more people either had to serve in the military or do a manual labor kind of job, because I think that the whiny, entitled attitudes that we see in the United States would be adjusted
Yeah.
very quickly if they had to do
Oh,
any kind of job where um, they really had to labor for the results. So
yeah.
I'm glad to know that at least in India, they they appreciate all of the hard work that
Yeah.
farmers put in.
Even I'm glad to see you that you also like the farmers hard work
Yes.
because I haven't seen anybody from particularly from the USA who likes
Yeah.
farmers hard work
Yes. Yeah.
except you.
Well, I'm glad that at least I can represent some of the Americans, because there are a few of us out there that experienced it and we know. We
Exactly.
are almost out of time. Amal, it was so very nice to meet you. I hope we chat again.
Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much. Have you too. Bye.